Welcome to Nordic Market News, Friday, April the 28th. We summarize the past week's most market-affecting news every Friday. Looking at each country's stock market index, the past week the Nordic market has been helped by the first round of the French election. Emmanuel Macron, which is expected to win over competitor Marine Le Pen, got through to the second round and made the market surge on Monday, the day following the election. Helsinki 25 minus 0.4 today or 3.5 this week. OMXS 30 0.1 today or 2.8 this week. OSCBX in Norway minus 0.2 today or 2% up this week. Copenhagen 20 minus 0.2 or 3.8 this week. And the overall index of Nordic 40 around 0 today and up 3.6 this week. We start off in Norway. The airline Norwegian advanced on the stock exchange after their report for the first quarter of 2017, despite the fact that the losses were greater than expected. Norwegian reported an EBITDA result of minus 1.33 billion Norwegian kroner, compared to last year's first quarter of 606 million. Net turnover was, however, better than expected, and Norwegian reached 5.4 billion Norwegian kroner, compared to consensus of 5.3 or yesteryear's first quarter of 4.9. As displayed in this graph from Infront, the stock first dropped some to later recover. The fact that the financial situation as a whole was reported as more stable for the company going forward helped the stock price to increase. In the opposite direction during the week was outdoor retail giant XXL. After first quarter, which by far missed the pre-report expectations, the company's stock dropped 3.5% during Wednesday on the Oslo Stock Exchange. Over to Sweden, many large cap reports has been presented in Sweden. All of the major banks has now reported their first quarters. Others are OMXS 30 companies such as SSAB, Sandvik, Atlas Copco, AstraZeneca, among others. And one of the most positive reports came from Volvo. The truck and machine manufacturer reported an operating result of 7 billion Swedish kronor for the first quarter, compared to expected 5.3. The operating margin as well as sales also exceeded the expectations, and this made the stock surge up to 8% on Tuesday's trade, as shown in this graph from Infront, overlooking the week. All business segments had improved for the group, and almost all markets had lifted the result. The North American market was not a success for Volvo, but all other markets around the globe was. Volvo advanced their positions about 10% in Europe and up to 30% in Africa. Over to Denmark, life science giant Novozymes reported a first quarter in line with consensus and repeated their prognosis for the entire year of 2017. This means that Novozymes estimates organic growth of 2 to 5%. Same level for growth of the result, and net investment is expected to be between 1.7 to 1.9 billion Danish kroner. But despite the report not really offering any surprises, Novozymes stock was rewarded on the Danish stock exchange during Wednesday, the day of the report. As shown in this graph from Infront, taken today, Friday, the Novozymes stock was up 4.8% during Wednesday. Since then, the price has decreased some back to levels prior to the report. On the other side of the scale in Denmark, we find Dong Energy. The Q1 was below expected levels during Thursday, forcing the stock price down minus 1.5% on closing. And finally, in Finland, Finnish construction company YIT surged on Thursday due to a solid first quarter report. YIT did not exceed the expectations by much, but still was rewarded on the Finnish stock exchange. The company surged as much as 11% and pulled the Finnish stock exchange forward. So far, the stock has remained on the new price level of almost €8. On the other side of the scale in Finland, during the same day as YIT, was Outokumpu. The company dropped equal to the YIT surge, meaning 11%, holding back the Finnish index despite other strong reports. That was the headlines for today's program. We will be back again next week with more Nordic news. Thank you for watching.